Hello, Timbrina. I'm back again with another talk kama kawaida. Welcome, guys. Welcome to my talk today. It's a special day. It's a part two of gender disappointment. Though it is something that is very sensitive, we need sometimes to just deal with it as it is. So guys, for those who are new to my channel, please subscribe. And for those who are returning subscribers, sorry, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today, guys, I'm just doing on you have identified the gender of your baby, and you have been disappointed. So we discussed on part one what happens when we find out that we got a gender that we were not expecting, and we discussed that one was personal preferences. Then the other thing was societal factors. Then we had cultural factors. And the other thing was just the unknown, the fear of the unknown. So those were the things that we discussed last time. So today I'm just doing a continuation of the part one about now what can you do. So you have gotten that this is a baby that you were not expecting. So what do you do? How do you deal with this? Because it's a very sensitive thing, and it affects people big time. So one thing, it is good to address these feelings. The feelings are very bad sometimes, and they may lead to depression, and depression sometimes leads to death. So we don't need to find ourselves in these awkward situations, because we have people to run to. So it may feel like something that you can keep to yourself, or you can make it a secret. But if the disappointment persists, it's good to deal with the situation at the very moment, so that you cannot procrastinate it to another time. So one thing that you need to do is to find a safe person to talk to. We have people whom you feel that you can be free to talk to. So speak to your partner first of all. The person you can speak to is your partner, so that you can see whether your partner is also experiencing the gender disappointment. So when you find out that your partner is also within the same thing, you can always give yourself positive vibes towards the gender of the baby. Then speak to someone unrelated to get an unbiased information, or so that you can be able to detach yourself emotionally from the situation. Then the other thing is join a parent support group. Nowadays there is the parent support group whereby you get the women who have been affected by getting one gender of a baby. Like now, the firstborn is a girl, the secondborn is a girl, the thirdborn is a girl, and they have gone through these situations, and they knew how they went through it, and how they have emerged victoriously towards that matter. Then the other thing is that you can evaluate your feelings. Disappointment should not impede your life, and that you seek, so the life that you lead. Then it's always good for you to seek medical help if necessary. If you feel maybe it has gone too far and you cannot be able to handle it as a person, then it is always good for you to seek for further support from the medical side. Then the other thing is allow yourself to work through the feelings, uh, time by time, ama slowly. So don't just rush things to yourself. Remember, expectations won't necessarily match reality. Sometimes what we expect is not what we get back. So you can say that in 2 years time I need to have a new house, but maybe something comes up and this does not come to reality. So we need to know that expectation won't just necessarily match our reality. Then biological sex does not always align with certain interests. Sometimes biology, it just works because of God. I've told you sometimes, or most of the things, they work in the spiritual realm. Even just getting conceived is something that it just doesn't work like a click of a hand, like the way that the eyes just blink. No, some things it is God who works within our lives, because even him himself, he told us that children are a gift, and we need to be very happy when it comes to what God is providing to our life, and we need to appreciate what God is doing to our life. Then the other thing is that every child is unique. Even if you get girls, every child is a very unique entity, and they have special gifts within themselves. And you will be happy one day, one time. Even if you had girls, you will be like, hey, I have raised girls who are responsible. I've raised girls who are, they have the energy just like for boys. And there are some girls who are just, they are almost similar to boys. So this should not worry us. If you find that your feelings of disappointments are preventing you from bonding with your baby, it can be useful to speak to a therapist or a counselor, so that he can help you to love this baby the way you're supposed to live. Then the other thing, guys, there is something that I have learned. God is a very good God, and God is a very loving God, and he always has a reason as to why he has given us the sex of children that we get. But guys, let me just tell you a secret about my life. I also became very disappointed one day when I carried my third born child. I was expecting that this child was going to be a baby girl. But you remember when I at my youthful time, you always have relationship. So one time I had a relationship that I had given so much, what can I say, so much time, so much effort. I knew this was something that was going to work. Then along the way, I was really disappointed. So when I was disappointed, I felt that it won't be good if I ever get a baby girl. My baby girl was going to go through the same experience that I went through. And this demoralized me. I was like, hey, God, that time it was when I was just a youth. So when now I started getting children, I got, the firstborn was a boy, the secondborn was a boy. So when I was expecting my third child, I knew it was going to be a baby girl. So when I went to do the ultrasound, I went and did it at one place, and the gender was a boy. Then I said, this person maybe this person, maybe he did not do the test well. So I went to another place, and this place, the second place that I was going to pay. And do you know, I had to look for the finances. So I looked for the finances, and I went to do another second test. When I went to do another second, when that lady, it was a lady this time, she was just starting. She said, wow. Then I just wrote there that I wanted to know the gender. Then she just told me, hey, believe you me, this is a boy. Even I've just gone direct to the place where somebody can tell the sex. Then I was disappointed. I went to a third place. Eh, then going to the third place, again the same thing happened. They just told me it was a boy. So at first I was disappointed. Then I started recalling on how, when I was disappointed with this, the first relationship that I had. And I was like, hey, that time I was crying. I was telling God, hey, God, if I can go through this, and I also get a baby girl, then the baby girl goes again through what I'm going through. Somebody just taking you lightly. He's telling you, oh, I want this relationship to go far. Then later on, he disappoints you. so you won't be in a position to see something similar going through your child. So then I said, or maybe God capitalized on what I was praying. Then again I started now breaking the covenant I had made with God. I was like, God, if maybe I told you should not give me a girl, please God, I'm canceling the statements that I was putting across. Guys, so this is something that comes up, and we need to feel free to be vulnerable and talk about them. And it doesn't kill us when somebody becomes vulnerable or somebody speaks out on what he or she is feeling. So guys, when you feel that maybe the feelings are so overwhelming, it is always good for you to go to see a therapist or a counselor, so that you can be taken through on how best you are going to handle the matter. Then the other thing is just take away. What do I mean? Take away. So be gentle with yourself as you work through the complex emotions that involve the grieving, the loss of a dream, or finding joy in your soon to be born child. Please just try to love your pregnancy. Try to love the gift that God is giving you. You will be rewarded. Anytime God gives you a child so that you can take care of. Guys, I want to tell you a secret. God knows that you are responsible. You are going to take this child to the best care. You are going to give this child the best care that he or she deserves. And one day, one time, God will reward you for that. That's what I always tell myself. I don't get tired when it comes to providing to my kids or working hard so that they can be comfortable. Always work hard for this kid. Anytime God has given you, there are so many women who are going through hell when it comes to conceiving. They have taken drugs. They have been given rules. Sometimes even when they are just in the midst of getting a baby, something again happens, a miscarriage occurs. So we need to be very happy, to be very thankful to God, because He is the maker. He is the one who creates us. He is the one who gives us children. He is the one who gives us blessings. He is the one who gives us the life, and He has given us free of charge. We are not paying for even the oxygen that we are getting. So guys, I am so happy. I want us to grow. I want us to love ourselves. I want us to take care of each one of us. I want us to take care of our feelings. We need to be observant where we feel that we need help. It's always good for us to look for help. And guys, help is there. So without much, I am so happy. Tomorrow is another day. We'll have another talk. And guys, with all that, I only say bye. See you next time.